Today is a very important day. This is the day I get my blood test results for the first time. To be honest, I'm kind of excited. I've been working out, eating okay-ish, so I want to know how I'm doing, like biologically. So I walked out the door, picked up the envelope, and head back in. I sat down, took a deep breath, and opened it. No, there must be a mistake. I mean, I go to the gym, I even eat salad sometimes, but then I think, what's the one thing I actually eat a lot? And that's when it hits me. Chicken. I eat chicken like a lot. To give you a perspective, I eat chicken at least once or twice a week, so that's roughly 80 chicken deliveries a year. And then I questioned myself, how did this even happen? I never used to like chicken that much as a kid. Once a month maybe, yearly 12 chickens. This dramatic difference is not natural. So I had to ask myself, what really happened? My first suspect, advertising. So I went online and started digging. And eventually I found something strange. All the signs point to one place. A place where my cravings may have been born. BBQ headquarters, marketing division.
Many hours later.
So here I am, the place where it all begins. The BBQ headquarters. I snuck around the corner and made it to the front door. My heart was pounding, but I wasn't here for chicken. I was here for answers. And just like that, I was in. I took an elevator and made my way to the top secret division, marketing. There were no guards, just an eerie silence inside and a glowing red drawer. I opened it and found 2 CDs. One labeled CD1 test failed, the other CD2 test success. Jackpot. So I dropped them in my bag, and that's when I heard it. I slowly peeked, and there was a giant chicken mascot staring straight at me. I panicked and ran. I barely found a way out and just ran all the way home. I didn't get caught, but what I found was far worse than anything I expected.
Strategic Debrief, General Consumer Strategy, 2000 to 2020. Objective, stimulate nationwide chicken consumption using traditional value-based advertising. Lead, strategist, Bob. Status, behavior unchanged. Desire, unstable. Craving, absent. Result, termination of project. Strategist removed. Initiating playback of decommissioned file.
This is Bob, former lead on the Chicken Project. A project focused on creating tactics for making chicken addicts. Let me be clear, none of what you're about to hear worked. We tried, we tested, but we played it safe. Too safe. We weren't designing cravings, we were designing coupons, so here it is, an honest rundown of what we tried and why it failed. Let's begin with Strategy 1. Strategy 1. Family-centered framing.
Hello, Andy.
The idea was to sell chicken as a wholesome meal shared at the dinner table. It worked for a while, but when families stopped eating together, the message lost its audience. No emotional hook, no habit formation. Strategy 2. Utilitarian value, big portions, low prices, chicken as a smart buy. But craving doesn't come from logic. People don't dream about savings, they dream about pleasure. Strategy 3. Literal, price first ads, combo meals, discounts, numbers on the screen, and nothing else. No sizzle, no crunch, no hunger. The viewer processed the message and moved on. Strategy 4. Humor-driven mascots, funny cows, witty slogans, great for brand recall, terrible for appetite. Nobody got hungry watching a cow make a sign. Strategy 5. Regional authenticity, a strong identity, Louisiana style, but too narrow. The story didn't scale. It built pride, not addiction.
Playback of decommissioned file. So in conclusion, these strategies failed to create emotional repetition. They informed, but they didn't infect. And that is why Bob was fired. Strategic debrief. Luis Project. Subject ID, A17X. Objective, engineer sustained chicken consumption. Status, craving established, resistance eliminated. Lead strategist, Minsok, appointed after termination of strategist Bob. Initiating transfer.
Hi, I'm Binzo. I was brought in to replace Bob after he failed to create lasting desire. His strategy was wide, mine was surgical. He spoke to families, I targeted one person. Luis randomly selected, no prior bias. We followed him from birth to adulthood, designing what he saw, what he heard, what he craved. Every ad, every slogan, every bite, timed, layered, intentional. We didn't sell chicken. We sold meaning, memory, and identity. Now I'll talk you through the blueprint. This isn't a campaign. It's a conversation executed over 25 years. Let's begin. Tactic 1. Idol branding. Emotional bridge to pop culture. We launched this Luis project using the idol group Pinker at their cultural peak. But they weren't just faces, they were messengers. Each member declared BBQ is mine, embedding a personal claim on the product. Luis, hearing this, from wherever he is, heard more than food. He thought about something to own, to idolize, to want. Chicken became not a meal, but a mirror of aspiration. Tactic 2. Joy encoding. Embedding emotion in the bite. The visual tone was euphoric, red backdrops, bouncing music, choreographed movements, no narrative tension, only fun. The simple act of eating chicken was framed as celebration. Luis absorbed a powerful equation. Chicken equals mood shift. Every bite would mean joy. Tactic 3. Mass accessibility via celebrity normalization. This wasn't fine dining. It was idol dining. Luis watched stars reaching for chicken. So if they do, why shouldn't he? Tactic 4. Personalized ownership model. One chicken per person. Every member of the Pinnacle reached for their chicken. There were no sharing, no compromise. Luis learned early. Chicken isn't family food anymore. It's personal. It's yours. We laid the ideological groundwork for the eating Nildak norm from the beginning. He's 13 now, old enough to crave, young enough to imprint. This is where emotional pairing begins. Tactic 5. Mukbang integration via K-drama PPL. No ad breaks, no slogans, just Chun Song-hee, a glamorous star, silently devouring a full chicken. The drama normalized the act of craving while bypassing every ad defense mechanism. Tactic 6. Reward psychology. Chicken as recovery ritual. Luis watched the main character turn to chicken after emotional breakdowns. Chicken wasn't indulgement, it was medicine. It was hug in food form. He began coding fried chicken as psychological prescription. Tactic 7. Solo eating aspiration. Chun Song-hee wasn't hosting a party. She wasn't even sharing. She was eating alone, proudly, elegantly. Luis no longer saw solo chicken as pathetic. It became iconic. Tactic 8. Cultural pairing. Chimek and winter fantasy. Cold snow, warm chicken, icy beer. The scene was carefully composed. Luis didn't see a commercial. He saw a seasonal ritual. We turned chicken into nostalgia, something you miss when it's gone, something you want to experience when you become an adult. Tactic 9. Disguised PPL. Ad without obvious selling. There was no logo slam, no flashy call to action, just product visibility inside narrative logic. Luis bought because he forgot it was a product. At 17, Luis laughs more, thinks less, and taps faster. He also gains access to delivery apps, time to bury logic, and reward impulse. Tactic 10. Comedic justification of excess. 365 chicken gag. This iconic line in the lyrics didn't start as a brand slogan. It came from a user. It won a delivery app slogan contest. And the prize, a voucher to eat fried chicken every day for a year. We took that line and built a song around it. Luis laughed. It felt like a joke until he started counting. Once a week, twice, every other day. We reframed overconsumption as cultural participation. Humor was a delivery system. Tactic 11. Defensive gaslighting through relatability. Chicken doesn't make you fat, you do. A joke, sure, but also a license. Luis used it in conversation. He said it to himself. We offloaded the guilt onto his own identity. Now, the chicken was innocent. Tactic 12. Seamless app integration, from watching to ordering. The Baemin music video was more than a song. It was a direct purchase funnel. Lewis heard the tune and tapped the app. No friction, no decision, just craving to fulfillment. Tactic 13. Absence of chicken. Melody branding instead. Ironically, the ad rarely showed food. Instead, it injected audio into the cultural bloodstream. Lewis would hum 치킨은 잘 안 쪄요 at school, in elevators, while studying. We gave him an internal soundtrack. Tactic 14. Meme language assimilation, speaking the internet's dialect. Phrases like 해자스럽다 and 창렬이 아니야 weren't invented by brands, but we stole them, then fed them back. Lewis felt like we weren't selling, we were vibing. Tactic 15. Social belonging via chicken. We implied everyone eats chicken, every generation, every background, even Kim Chang-yeol and the beloved Kim Hae-ja. Lewis didn't want chicken, he wanted in. We weaponized fear of missing out. Tactic 16. Outdoor psychological saturation, repetition in space. We took the chorus and plastered it across buses, subways, public screens. Lewis couldn't escape it, even if he tried. The lyric became a part of the architecture of his life. Now he's an adult, 21 years old. But adulthood only makes the craving more private, more personal, more aesthetic. Tactic 17. Mukbang camouflage, ad disguised as content. Lewis watched what looked like a mukbang. Slow bites, focused faces, juicy sound. But it wasn't just someone eating, it was a commercial in disguise. No narrator, no discount codes, no punchlines, just pleasure. This visual silence drew Lewis in deeper. Without knowing it, he was consuming desire itself. Tactic 18. Total scenery immersion, letting silence speak. No product specs, no deals, just ASMR tear chewing and artful framing. Lewis filled in the gaps himself, imagining taste, craving texture. By removing all friction, we let his subconscious complete the ad for us. Tactic 19. Premium gaslighting, chicken as luxury. Everything looked expensive. Dark tones, velvet shadows, high contrast cinematography. Even the hands were elegant. Spread fingers, graceful gestures. Lewis saw chicken as something refined, something that made him feel classier by association. Tactic 20. Visual symbolism, the hand of Chung-in. This wasn't just the product display, it was sculpture. The actor's hand cradled the chicken drumstick like it was crystal stemware. Lewis didn't just want to eat like that, he wanted to be like that. Tactic 21. Object creation, the jalapeno alignment. 3 green jalapenos placed with surgical symmetry on top of the chicken. It was unnatural, too perfect, likely glued, and that's what made it divine. Lewis wasn't judging food anymore, he was admiring art. Tactic 22. Erotic consumption, chicken as lover. Extreme close-ups, lips meeting skin of chicken. Slow, careful contact. We made Lewis feel that eating chicken was more than food. It was intimacy, seduction, a private relationship with indulgence. At age 25, Lewis doesn't need our ads anymore. He's already trained. Now we just let the image complete itself. Tactic 23. Sensory exaggeration. Sound plus light plus motion. Slow motion bites. Over-amplified crunch. Flashlit visuals. We didn't just show fried chicken. We created the best version of fried chicken possible. Lewis didn't need to eat chicken to feel satisfied. His brain had already consumed it. Tactic 24. Linguistic engineering, the birth of quasak. Pazak was too weak. It lacked punch. So invented quasak, a word that felt crunchy. Lewis adopted it. He said it. He believed it. It was more than sound. It was sensation embedded in language. Tactic 25. Naming dominance, using king to assert authority. The product was called Pazak King. Not just good, not just crispy. The king of Pazak. Lewis didn't just crave it, he respected it. The title made it untouchable. Tactic 26. Wordless mukbang. Sensory completion through imagination. The actors didn't speak. The screen didn't explain. The ad demanded nothing. Yet, Lewis felt everything. Smell, crunch, taste, because we trusted his mind to do the rest. Tactic 27. Elevated mise-en-scène. Chicken in fashion contents. Clean line suits, high contrast lighting, This wasn't fast food anymore. Louis saw it framed like a Louis Vuitton shoot. He wasn't eating street food. He was participating in culture. Tactic 28. Chicken as aesthetic identity. What you eat is who you are. Louis saw that eating this chicken made you look more curated, elegant. We turned consumption into an act of self-expression. This wasn't a campaign. It was an architecture of addiction. One man, 25 years, 48 strategies, 0 resistance. We did not advertise to Louis. We rewrote him.
To be honest, I was shocked. I thought I made my own choices. It turns out that I was engineered. Every craving, every click was designed. And now in my hands, I'm holding something dangerous, a blueprint that could manipulate millions, just like it did to me. So I made a decision to throw it away. But the strange thing is, I still want chicken.